Good evening, Portage County, and welcome to another edition of Sports Corner. I'm Austin Arnold.
And I'm Ian Herman.
The Golden Flashes traveled to Kalamazoo for a MAC Interconference matchup with the Broncos over the weekend. And with Western Michigan coming off a loss, Kent State coming off a win, this is a huge game for both these teams. But early on, Dustin Crum flashes down 7. He gets a 12-yard touchdown run, puts it at a 7-7 deadlock tie for the Flashes. But Caleb Ellaby was on another level this game. He loads up, takes a deep shot down the left side of the field, hits Jalen Hall for a 68-yard touchdown, puts the Broncos up 17-7. And then Dustin Crum would find Dante Cephas for a nice rendition of Crum and Cephas again. That's 20-14. Western Michigan has the lead at this point in the game, and that was from 16 yards out. Ellaby right here, though, would find Sky Moore skying high over the defender for a Broncos touchdown for 26 yards out, 36-17, Western Michigan. And then Sean Tyler, 64 yards out, extends this Broncos lead to 50-17, and the Broncos were just running full steam ahead this entire game. Kent State could not play catch-up with them. Dustin Crum would find Keyshawn Abram for a 16-yard touchdown, but it was too little too late for the Flashes. 64-31 was the final, and here was Coach Sean Lewis after the game.
Not the outcome that we were looking for. Didn't do enough of the simple things at a high level to win at the way that we were looking to going into that against a really, really talented team. They were able to make more plays than us. They were able to do the simple things better than us consistently throughout the course of the game. We have to learn from this. We have to grow from this. Obviously, this is a tough obstacle that we will learn from. We will grow from. We'll be better because of it as we move ahead and get back to an East opponent in Ohio on the road again, who would not beat. So we got to grow from this lesson, grow from this challenge, grow from this test, and go forward and go into the bye the right way as we look ahead.
And yes, it was a tough obstacle on Saturday, but Ian, Kent State's offense only had 362 total offensive yards, whether that was passing or rushing, and Western Michigan almost doubled that. They finished with 648 total yards, 307 of those being passing, 347 of those being rushing. Ian, just this game was just hard for Kent State in many ways. And what was the biggest discrepancy or biggest outlook that you had from this game?
It has to be third quarter play. This game, I think Western Michigan scored 27 points in the third quarter. You can't win a game, can't win most games when you're giving up points in the third quarter at that level. And they've been doing that all year. I talk about it later on, but I think it's like a 80-point spread. They're like negative 80 in the third quarter. That's not going to win you games, and that's for sure. They didn't win this game because of that either.
Yeah, in third quarter play, like you said, it has been a struggle for Kent State. It was a struggle for them against Buffalo. Luckily, they won that game. But then against Western Michigan, one of those tougher teams in the MAC West, it was a problem for them. But unfortunately, Kent State just couldn't find a way to get it done, couldn't get out of their own way. Let's go ahead with Coach Lewis now, talking about OU this upcoming weekend.
They are a very dangerous team. They know how to win. And just because the record doesn't indicate that, there's a few plays here or there that could go the other way, and that whole record could be flipped the other way. So, they got our total attention, and it's a critical game to where, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think there's anyone in the organization here that has gone down there and won, so they got all of our attention, and we got to do a great job in our prep. And our plan to win is about us and doing it the right way, giving them the utmost respect, so that we know our opponent intimately, but then go down there and handle business the way that we're capable of. And, got to make sure that we're dotting our I's, crossing our T's, and making sure that we're ready for a really well-coached team that plays exceptionally hard.
And let's go ahead now, look at the MAC East standings. Kent State and Miami, they're tied at 2-1 atop of the conference, but then you have Buffalo and Akron along with OU all 1-2. And then Bowling Green, after that Minnesota game, they've just had a hangover of hangovers. They're 0-3 in the MAC East. And that's definitely not good for Bowling Green considering just how they've played to start the year. But let's now look ahead at the OU game. Ian, OU, they came off a tough loss against Buffalo, 27-26. But for Kent State, like I said, they're tied for first in the MAC East, so all hope isn't lost in getting to that MAC championship game. But the biggest note that I have for OU is that they have the third total rushing offense in the entire MAC. What do you think Kent State has to do to propel themselves this weekend?
Well, the biggest thing right there, as you said, if they have the third best rushing, Western Michigan just ran all over us, more rushing yards than passing yards. That's going to have to be fixed in this game. like Sean Lewis was saying, OU, they have a lot of close losses, a lot of couple-point losses. Could be the other way around. But I still think Kent State can win this game, but definitely that running attack's got to be slowed down for a chance for Kent State to win the game.
And since Sean Lewis has been at Kent State has not been able to win on the road in Athens, so it's going to be a true testament of glory to see if Sean Lewis can finally get over that hump and get them a win in Athens. And with a tough rushing offense like OU, this could really be a problem coming down the stretch. But here's my prediction. It's pretty plain and simple. Yes, I understand that Kent State did get blown out against Western Michigan, but this is going to be a bounce-back game. Kent State knows what's at stake, and that's a MAC championship appearance. I have it 38-21. Kent State's offense flourishes and holds off OU just enough.
I have Kent State winning 54-42. The Flashes just came off a huge blowout loss to Western Michigan, who might be the best team in the MAC now. And I think they will want to light it up on a rough Ohio University team. Ohio has been in close games, as I've mentioned, but they've been able to get the job done. What will be the most important aspect of this game is how Kent State comes out in the third quarter and plays, because they're getting outscored 109-30 in those games. You will struggle to win games if that's how your third quarters look. And in field hockey, the 24th ranked Kent State women's field hockey team took on Bucknell yesterday and won 2-1 to extend their winning streak to 5 straight games. Louisa Knapp and Corinne Hammett scored for the Golden Flashes, and Azure Fernsler made several saves for the Flashes to clinch a win. The team have a pair of MAC games as Kent heads to Appalachian State on Friday and Liberty on Sunday.
And the Kent State women's soccer team has been on an absolute tear, having won 4 straight games following last week's matchups against Miami and Ball State. The Flashes are 6-1-1 in the Mid-America Conference and have themselves only a game behind the University of Ohio, who currently hold the best record in the MAC. Looking ahead, the Flashes will take on Central Michigan at home at 7 p.m. before traveling to the University of Eastern Michigan to take on the Eagles this Sunday at 1 p.m.
And the Kent State women's golf team wrapped up their fall schedule with a trip south to the Jim West Classic at San Marcos, Texas. Play began over the weekend and wrapped up this afternoon with the Flashes finishing in 11th place overall, 7 strokes over par. Emily Price led the Flashes with a final score of 1 under par, and finishing in first place for the meet was ex-Golden Flash and now Oklahoma State Cowboy Kaylee McGinty. The Flashes are back in action in February at the UCF Challenge in sunny Orlando, Florida.
And the Kent State men's golf team, they head into the winter break with their heads high after finishing second place at the Quail Valley Collegiate Invitational. Chris Van Dett was on another level, finishing first place outright with a score of 14 strokes under par. Kate Brittenstein finished up with 6th place, helping the Flashes beat a ranked opponents like UCF, Northwestern, Indiana, and Kent State will take this momentum into the break and return in action in February in Mobile, Alabama.
And the Golden Flashes women's volleyball team completed their season sweep of the Akron Zips on Saturday, extending their winning streak to 3 matches. The dominant duo of Jacqueline Caspers and Danny Tyson took over the 5th and final set, combining for 7 kills and a pair of pivotal blocks. Alex Hafner totaled a career-high 63 assists and added 8 digs on defense. The Flashes continue a 3-match week on Wednesday at Ohio University and wrap this week up at home against the Buffalo Bulls. And the NLCS was back for Game 2 last night. We'll have highlights from Truist Park when we come back.
Your favorite weekly music show just got even better. We are now online serving all the needs of your favorite music media. You can check out our site for editorials and reviews from our writing staff featuring headline news and stellar illustrations from our design team. In the mood for your favorite artists? Check out links to our past episodes on this new and brilliant site. We are now 1 click away at KentCoreTV2.com. We are Kent Core. We are music-driven media.
We might root for different teams, but we all respect the game. And we can all root for each other when we wear a mask. Mask up, America.
Hey guys, guess what?
I gotta tell Michaela.
What button? Oh my gosh!
They would not believe.
Oh, the blurb's on at 9 on Tuesdays.
Welcome back to Sports Corner. The Rough Riders had a conference matchup with the Revere Minutemen on Friday night, and we get to Kent Roosevelt for that action. Josiah Blanker on this play, he'll get the handoff and he will go 20-plus yards for a touchdown to put Revere up early. And this was just Revere's game from the starting possession. Luke Ferris, quarterback for the Minutemen, he will find his guy Cole Brownlee for a touchdown to extend their lead. But a good defensive play by Nathan Fletcher for the Rough Riders. He breaks this pass up to prevent another Minutemen touchdown. And then a high snap, unfortunately, turned into a safety. 22-0 Kent Roosevelt gets the loss against Revere. And here's some high school football scores from over the weekend, or last week, however we want to call it. Woodridge with the upset win over Streetsboro 35-21. Ravenna beat Springfield 50-7. Garfield beat Brookfield 31-17. And Matthews beat Windham 42-0.
What's up, Portage County? I'm Della Fowler here with some high school football from over the weekend.
Revere on Friday, and based on the score and the record, it seemed like to be an even match, but for Revere, they had a shutout win 22-0.
Kent Roosevelt, in my opinion, was a story of the first down, or lack thereof. Had they gotten a few important first downs, I think this game would have been a lot closer. It seemed just as Roosevelt got some offense and momentum happening, the Revere defense dialed it in and shut them down.
The Norton Panthers have continued their dominant undefeated season, coming to first in a division ranking and an 8-0 record. What has been their key to success?
The Norton defense, in my opinion, is absolutely unbelievable for a high school team at least. With the exception of one game, they held their opponents to a score less than 10. This mixed with a powerful offense, they have so far seemed to always be able to get the job done.
As we approach about the halfway point of high school football, almost towards the end of the year, who do you think is the player to watch?
I think I speak for most of the sports reporters when I say this name, Kamari Mitchell. This all-star wide receiver is known for his ability not only to find his QB to get passes, but find a hole in his opponent's defense to run some yards in for his own. The future is certainly bright for Mitchell, and we will see where he goes.
Okay, thank you, Della. We get to Purdue in Iowa at Kinnick Stadium, and Aiden O'Connell, he will run this for a 6-yard QB keeper to make this 7-0 Purdue, but the Hawkeyes would answer back. Ivory Kelly Martin gets the 3-yard touchdown to make it 7-7, but O'Connell wasn't done yet. He finds TJ Sheffield for a 3-yard touchdown pass to put him up 14-7. Look at that, just hitting the corner of the end zone of the front, and then O'Connell, he still wasn't done. He would find David Bell for a 47-yard pass to get the Boilermakers deep into Iowa territory, and then O'Connell finds Bell yet again for a 21-yard touchdown pass to put it 24-7. Purdue, they would get this stop from Petrus as it was a 4th down attempt. The Boilermakers were playing a great game all day long, and to cap it all off, Dedrick Mackey gets the interception on Petrus, 24-7. Purdue upsets number 2 Iowa.
Now we will head to Atlanta for game 2, and we'll pick it up in the top of the first. Corey Seager will get us started with this bomb to right center field, a 2-run homer to put the Dodgers up 2-0 early in game 2. And now we'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Jock Peterson's postseason tear continues with this absolute moonshot almost out of the stadium. And we are tied at 2 in Atlanta. And now to the top of the 7th. Chris Taylor will get this one. He'll hit it to shallow center field, and it will drop, and it'll roll past Guillermo Heredia for a 2-run double, and that'll give the Dodgers a 4-2 lead. And now bottom 8, Austin Riley, he'll smoke a high fastball to deep center field, and Mookie Betts will not be able to get to that one. It'll be a close play at the plate after the Dodgers get it in but Albies will be able to score as the ball flies by. That's an RBI single for Riley, and the game's tied at 4. Now to the bottom of the 9th. The Braves a chance to win it, and Eddie Rosario, he'll get it done. Off the mid of Corey Seager, into the outfield it goes. Braves will win 5-4. They'll take a 2-0 series lead as Game 3 is in LA. And when we return, we've got all the action from the NFL over the weekend. Stay with us.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year, 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 88. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Your favorite weekly music show just got even better. We are now online serving all the needs of your favorite music media. You can check out our site for editorials and reviews from our writing staff featuring headline news and stellar illustrations from our design team. In the mood for your favorite artists? Check out links to our past episodes on this new and brilliant site. We are now one click away at KentCoreTV2.com. We are Kent Core. We are music-driven media.
Welcome back to Sports Corner. We will head to Cleveland, where the Arizona Cardinals were in town yesterday for the game. We'll head to Cleveland, undefeated Cardinals in town. Kyler Murray in the first quarter, he'll scramble and hit Christian Kirk in the end zone for the touchdown. Cardinals go up 7-0. Now to the second quarter, Kyler will hit DeAndre Hopkins, and Hopkins will do the rest, making some defenders miss, and he gets tackled into the end zone. 14-0 Arizona. And now it's 20-0 Cardinals until Baker Mayfield. He'll hit Donovan Peoples-Jones. He'll truck his way into the end zone. That makes it 20-7. And now, with just a couple seconds left in the half, Baker, with a last-second chance, he'll scramble and he'll heave a 60-yard bomb deep into the end zone, and Peoples-Jones will come up with it. That makes it 23-14 at half, maybe a chance for the Browns. But third quarter, Cardinals looking to strike, and Murray, he'll find a wide-open Hopkins back of the end zone, 30-14 Arizona lead. Now to the fourth quarter, Cardinals looking to put it away. Murray to A.J. Green for the touchdown. Cardinals stay undefeated, and they go in to win 37-14.
And from one set of birds to another, we have the Ravens and the Chargers from Baltimore, as Devontae Freeman would get this for a nice 16-yard run to set up the Baltimore Ravens, and a potential Latavius Murray 14-yard run that you're going to see right here. He goes right up the middle, and that's all you have to say. 7-0 Baltimore early in the first. Later on, Lamar Jackson doing Lamar-type things in the pocket, fires to Mark Andrews for a 21-yard pass, and that would set up Le'Veon Bell, who will score a 2-yard touchdown run. The former Steeler Jet gets his first touchdown of the year, makes it 14-0 Ravens. 17-0 Ravens at this point, but the Chargers would not go down without a score, as Justin Herbert finds Mike Williams for a 26-yard pass, gets them inside the 1. Herbert play action, he'll look and find Jared Cook. 34-6, Ravens would go on to win this game in a very good fashion.
And now we're to our third set of birds. The Seahawks visiting the Steelers. We'll pick it up in the second quarter. We'll finally get some points on the board. Big Ben and Najee Harris. That would be a touchdown, 7-0 Steelers lead. And now with a minute to go in the half, Roethlisberger will hand it off to Eric Ebron. He'll dive in for the score. That would make it 14-0 Steelers lead. And now to the third quarter. Seahawks threatening. Geno Smith play action. He'll find Will Dissly for the 1-yard touchdown. This would make it 17-14 Steelers. And now to the fourth quarter. Jason Myers with a chance to tie it, and he hits it right down the middle it goes. That sends the game to overtime, tied at 20. And now in overtime, Geno Smith, he'll take the handoff, play action, and he'll look to scramble up the middle. But none other than T.J. Watt strips the ball. Devin Bush picks it up, and he'll get stopped with a slight return. Now Steelers with a chance to win it. Chris Boswell will do just that. Right down the middle that goes. Steelers able to hold on and win this one 23-20. They're now 500 on the year at 3-3.
To the Bengals and Lions at Ford Field as Joe Burrow finds his man Chris Evans for a 19-yard touchdown pass, puts it 7-0 Cincinnati. And then Jared Goff, he was trying to get something going for Detroit. He fires it to Amon-Ra St. Brown, but it is stripped and picked off by Logan Wilson, who is having a year for the Bengals. The second-year linebacker has just been doing everything on that defense. But Julian Okwara sacks Joe Burrow on this play as the Lions just try to get something going. But on this 4th and inches, Burrow to Mixon, and the rest is gone. 40-yard touchdown, 17-0 Bengals, and they have been so good all year long. Offensively and defensively, they've been a surprise as well. And then Burrow finds C.J. Uzomah for the 2-yard touchdown pass. 27-0, 34-11 is the final. Bengals go to 4-2.
Hello everyone, I'm Matthew Mergent, and what a great weekend it was in football. The Cowboys traveled to Foxborough to take on Mac Jones and the Patriots this past weekend. Mac Jones and the Patriots tied here at 7 in the first quarter. Play action for Mac here on this play, and he's going to lob this one up, and it is going to be caught by tight end Hunter Henry, and the Patriots take the lead 14-7 here. But Dak and the boys would respond here on the next play. CeeDee Lamb cooks his man for the touchdown grab. Cowboys take the lead in the third quarter, and then Mac Jones here on the next play. Now we'll drop back. It goes right through his receiver's hands here, and is picked off by Trevon Diggs. He's been leading this defense all year, and he takes it for the pick six, and the Cowboys take the lead with less than 2 minutes left to go. But then late in the fourth quarter, Mac Jones and the Pats march down the field, and he takes a deep shot and finds Bourne, who will go all the way for the Patriots. Touchdown New England here, and we will go to overtime. But then the Cowboys would get the last laugh in overtime. Dak here on play action, he'll scramble to his right, and he'll find a wide open CeeDee Lamb for the touchdown in overtime, and that will do it. Cowboys wave goodbye to Foxborough as they steal the win.
Okay, Matt, after a loss to Arizona on Sunday, how concerned are you for the Browns this season?
I'm really concerned for the Browns this season. They can't seem to catch a break with injuries, and they remind me a lot of the 49ers of last year. A great team, but can't seem to stay healthy on the field. They're even built similar. They have a great run game, they had a good defense, a good system quarterback, and good wide receivers. The Browns have a great team overall, but it doesn't seem to be their year due to injuries and some unfortunate calls by the officials. Do you think the Cardinals are the best team in the league right now and will carry it on come playoff time? I think the Cardinals are the best team in the league, but I don't think it will continue in the playoffs. Come playoff time, it is still Brady time, and he is playing some of the best football of his career this year. Tampa is still the team to beat come playoff time.
Who are some of the teams that may be overrated or underrated right now?
This might come as a surprise to many people, but the Cowboys to me are still an overrated team. We do this every year. We call them Super Bowl contenders, and they fall significantly short. They lost to Tampa and then had a great win over the Chargers, but since then they have beat 4 sub-500 teams. I needed to see a little more out of Dallas, and the Cowboys are barely skating by with wins like the Pats recently. And then the Bengals are underrated. Nobody is talking about them, even though they are a 4-2 team, and they should get some recognition and respect. They have won tough, battle-tested games and went the distance with a Green Bay Packers team that was in the NFC Championship game last year. All right, thanks, Matt. And when we come back, we'll have our award-winning segments, My Stardom or Austin's Magic Moneyline, and our men on the Silver Mountain. Stay tuned.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
And welcome back to Sports Corner. You know what time it is. Let's get to the Magic Money Line, shall we? We had a rough week last week at 1-2, but we have an all-NFL slate this week, and I hope everyone takes these picks because I know we're going to make some money this week. So the Browns, they are a 215 favorite over the Broncos on Thursday Night Football. I'm going to take that. Even though the Browns have injuries, I'm still expecting them to come out strong. The Broncos have been very shaky lately, and they've lost 3 straight games. I think for the Browns, this is a huge make-or-break game for their season. Go ahead and take the 215. The 49ers, they're a minus 195 over the Colts on Sunday Night Football. They play better at home, and the Colts are very shaky. I don't know if you want to rock with the Colts, but I'll take the 49ers. And then the surprise to everyone, Seattle Seahawks, plus 205 over the Saints on Monday Night Football. I know the Seahawks just lost a tough game to the Steelers, but the Saints are a roller coaster, and I think that roller coaster is down this week. Take the Seahawks.
And back-to-back perfect weeks for my stardom and sit-em picks. Let's keep the ball rolling this week. I say start Sterling Shepard. I had some concern he could plug right back into the offense and produce, but he did just that. Continues to have high targets and is the clear #1 for the Giants. Sit Miles Sanders if you have not already. The Eagles just don't run the ball with him, and when he gets his chances, he does not do much with them. Look to stay away from Sanders if you can. My man on the Silver Mountain is Dak Prescott. The Cowboys were able to get their 5th win of the season in overtime against the Patriots yesterday. With Dak behind center for the Cowboys, they have the #1 offense in terms of total yards, and Dak clearly has the Comeback Player of the Year award on lock. Yesterday, he threw for 445 yards and 3 touchdowns. Even Zeke has been benefiting tremendously from Dak's play after everyone thought he was washed. And if we are talking most valuable, I would say Dak fits that mold for the Cowboys.
Hail Purdue. The Boilermakers stormed back into Kinnick Stadium on Saturday and boiled up an upset of #2 Iowa, and Aiden O'Connell led the orchestra to victory. O'Connell is this week's man on the Silver Mountain as he had a game of all games with a 170.3 passer rating, just being the tip of the iceberg. With 375 passing yards along with 2 touchdowns, with 75% of those passes being completed, O'Connell was surgical all day long, and in doing so, put his school as number 25 in the nation as a result of that. Monday Night Football, it is 0-0 right now. It is the Bills versus the Titans. That game is in Tennessee. Just to give you guys a little bit of an update, that is all the time we have for this week. So thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. From everyone here from TV2 and Sports Corner, I'm Austin Arnold.
And I'm Ian Herman.
Thank you guys so much. Have a great night.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today, I'm just an aluminum can, but one day, I could be a stadium.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.